Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril, the game is Star Trek Online. This is the Tribble Timewarp, and it is the 15th of January. Picking up from something I raised in my last episode, Bramflex has announced that there is going to be a Tribble Small Craft Arena PvP event. This will be held tomorrow, Thursday the 16th of January. There are going to be two sessions. The first one is at 8 PM GMT, noon PST, and 3 PM Eastern. The second will be at 5 PM Pacific, 8 PM Eastern, and 1 AM GMT. Bear in mind that we are being hampered in testing the Small Craft Arena at the moment because we don't have enough people on Tribble. I would strongly encourage you to show up to at least one of those, preferably both. I won't be at the first one. I will try to make the second. Unfortunately, I am working that evening. This does not pay the bills, unfortunately. I have a day job. Evening job, technically. In the meantime, with that out of the way, we are going to head on to diplomatic orders. I had a couple of hints about stuff to look at in that, so that's going to be the thrust of today's episode. While we're here, however, I have to make 2 new characters to cover some of the stuff, so we're going to take a quick look at the skip tutorial and a few bits and pieces in Stranded in Space as it popped up. So, the skip tutorial boxes let you skip the whole of the Borg and revamp tutorial, etc, 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 and they also give you some interesting equipment. So, you get a phaser full auto rifle, a split beam rifle, and a sniper rifle, 2 sets of body armor, a Mark II kit. Interestingly, you get 3 phaser arrays and 2 tactical consoles. Of course, standard Miranda, you have 2 weapon slots for, 1 aft. It does allow you to run an all phaser build if that's your preference. Interestingly, the only way you can make use of the second phaser relay, if memory serves, is if you are using, I believe it's the NX variant ship, comes with a second tactical console slot. However, that is what you get. You don't get a shield or a warp core, but you do get those at the end of Stranded in Space in Mark II, so that's not a major hiccup. That is, after all, the first mission you get out of Earth's space dock. The Cation Ensign, incidentally, well, I say Cation Ensign, he was a cadet during the tutorial, he's an ensign now, is stuck outside Admiral Quinn's office. He now gives the orientation missions for Earth's space dock. I think that actually came in with the tutorial revamp, which is why I'm not paying it too much attention. However, we'll just use Quick Equip to load up the main character. He's already got his shields. Those rifles auto-equipped, by the way. The tutorial skip also gives you Elisa Flores. She can carry on around. We'll give the medic the body armor because, hey, that is preferable. Not getting shot is good. Oh wait, that wasn't what I meant to do at all. We'll just locate that one instead. Pay attention to the little line that tells you where the item is located. Ladies and gentlemen, it will save you so much pain. And we'll give Koles the phaser rifle. So, phaser sniper rifle, main inventory, go. While we're at it, because I can and because I'm a bit of a nostalgia tripper, we'll go with the Connie light cruiser, give it the upgraded photon torpedo, plug in the various science consoles as well. Just as a time saver, maybe make these items bind on pickup rather than bind on equip. On the other hand, that would force you to put in new inventory items for everything. RTS Accelerator Mark II. Curious. Well, I must admit, I don't remember seeing that before. Interesting padlock icon in the top left-hand corner there that isn't there now. I'm wondering if that's a new thing for bind on equip items and bind on, well, bind on pickup will of course bind immediately. Maybe have the padlock item, close padlock icon for bound item and open padlock for a bind on equip. Just a thought. Anyhow, plug in the impulse drive. Remember how this feature actually works. You have to click on the slot there. Actually, cancel. There we go. Let's have another look at that. Yeah, there you go. You can see the padlock warning icon. I'm just thinking that ought to be standard, so you have an easy way of seeing what's BOE rather than just putting it in the warning and then not mentioning it again. And upgrade the deflector again, you have the warning icon. Again, perhaps make that the standard for an unbound item. I don't know if we're changing the icon when you switch the item properties for bind on. Well, bound to account there, that hasn't changed. Interesting that that is bound to account, so I don't know what's going on there. Bound to account on the engines, but character bound on the consoles. That is very, very curious. A little surprised by that. Anyhow, stations. So we'll put Flores on tactical, Zava on engineering, not that we get much of a choice there, and Tavrel on science. And let's go! We have a freighter to rescue again. I swear she's scamming the insurance. Probably has something going with the Orions. Anyhow, let us rock and possibly roll, although the engine doesn't support it at present. Engage! Let's do this old school. So, here we are back in Stranded in Space. Now, we're going to get rid of Captain Brock for a second. Interesting tweak to the dialogue here. Tavrel, keep tracking that distress signal. Of course, I have Tavrel as my science officer because this is a new character. I don't remember seeing that with the legacy characters. So that's a nice little touch. I don't know whether that's just picking up a generic science officer name and using it. Can't really test that without going back. I'd have to look at the old video to make sure. Anyhow, cue the cutscene. Needs to say this is still bugged. We're running the same version as we were in the last episode. So we have a stray photon torpedo that's coming out of nowhere for some reason. No shield bubble on the freighter. And 2 Orions. I'm guessing that third torpedo is a legacy of a slightly larger pack in the previous version of this mission. Another thing that I need to quickly highlight is a little UI glitch. Once we get the ship back, incidentally you can see it down the lower left corner there. That's a camera positioning thing. Thank you, Flores. That's standard to the previous mission. Right, Flores, where is your high yield torpedo ability? It's not there. This is not purely a tactical thing either, because if I switch over to Collars, you can see that he's got his Ensign tactical ability present and accounted for. Switch back to Flores. No, she hasn't. It's there. They've got the same skill point on both. I have no clue what's causing this. However, congratulations, you are sacked. Also of interest is that Tavrel, for some reason, is tweaking her science ability every so often. Let's pull Collars back in. Like so, and you'll notice that it updates the tactical or other tachyon beam for some reason. Anyhow, we'll just get going on that. So, quick clear, into the first range, and off we go. Old school phasers, ladies and gentlemen, love them. Roll in the torpedoes, fire away, and you've had it, mate. Breakdown on the second one, and you've also had it. Also, likewise, remember to actually engage the cruiser command. I keep forgetting that. Played so long without them as a cruiser captain that I tend not to think of them these days. Anyhow, tunnel forwards. Actually, you know what? Set weapons efficiency and manoeuvring while we're here. Oh, that's the other thing I've got to check. Evasive, 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 because I need to get this thing turned round. Just see if this accolade still works, because I forgot to check that last time. Yep, good, that still works. Perfect. Try not to hit the rock on the way out. And let's go. And, oh, that's interesting. One of the Orions has gotten itself hooked up on the asteroid. Oh dear, we'll just have to go and put it out of its misery. Not a problem. Bit of a surprise, but not a problem. Anyhow, hi there. We're just here to blow you up. Okay, interesting little bug that's turning up here with the engineering accolade. you'll notice that I'm having some difficulty scanning up core. You actually have to be stood inside the safety rail of the core rather than using the panel, despite what the user interface is suggesting. The map, of course, is completely on the mark. So, balanced precariously upon the rail, we will heroically scan the warp core. This needs to be tweaked. Okay, which should hold the antimatter. Okay, stabilize the core. Contain the warp core. Do I have the option to contain the force field somewhere? There we go. Again, access engineering console. That's what there's a 2%. Automatic vehicles engage. Yes, I'm sure. Deploy containment field. Oh wait, no, that's over there. Whoops. Okay. Engage force field, and there we go. Core is contained. Won't actually help, and I think... No, you're not stuck in there. Right, let's go. And where is Captain Brott? Legging it, if she's got any sense. Okay, let's go kill some more Orions. Okay, it actually changes the outcome of the mission if you're an engineer. The force field around the core is holding, and the ship survives. Right, so she survived, and we're good. Slightly different cutscene here. The Azera should go into warp. There we go. Of course, you'll have to come up with the Azera too, and we can shuttle the injured crew out of the system. Okay, continue. And hail Starfleet! Still have the option about speaking to Malcolm Cecil in the shipyard, but I think that's because I just went straight out here. Anyhow, we saved them just in time, get the upgraded gear. And let's move on to diplomatic orders. So, basic situation is still the same. Ambassador Soketh, in inverted commas, requires transport to Pegem. We get a new photon torpedo launcher for our trouble. Very diplomatic that is too. So, to the Vulcan system. Engage. And while we're making the hop, we will install the new shield array. Like so. And the new warp core, like so. A little bit of a speed boost. Also, new driver coil. Or other RCS accelerators since we've got a spare. There we go. Random loot, never hurts. Enter the Vulcan system. And here we are. Okay, let's talk to this Ide. What does she want? Of course, we all know why he doesn't want to travel by shuttle, really, but at this point, officially, we don't. Right, ready to land on Vulcan with a day-glow blue shuttlecraft couch. Okay, is that really the effect of the lighting? Yes, it is. Okay, that's fairly impressive in its way. Right, grab a seat. Grab a seat. Okay, yeah, that's a little awkward. Basically, the character navigation isn't quite working with that seat despite it still being interactable. Of course, that's because it's the same item as all the others. So, let's just land. I'll do this in the standing position. Right.
This is Vulcan Orbital Control. You are cleared to land at the requested coordinates. Welcome to Vulcan. Please enjoy your stay.
Enjoyment is not logical, Control. A little bit of terrain flickering there, might just be graphics setting things, although I have got this up to maximum. And that doesn't seem to have changed very much. Let's see what we've got. So far, so much the same. Let's see. Toddle. Never mind the heavily armed Starfleet. Lieutenant told through your group, guys, you've got nothing to say. What about you lot? Nope. You guys? Nope. Nope. A Prylar? I'm trying to remember. Are those the Bajoran? Anyhow, I never did pay much attention to that. Right, here we are, and here's the ambassador. Soketh him itself.
Welcome to Vulcan. Do you have any questions?
Tell me about
Pajem
Pajem.
is a small world near Andoria. It is sacred to us. It was a failing in our logic that... Do you have any questions? My business is my own. Do you have any questions?
This is ridiculous. Access to Pajem is strictly limited to preserve the sanctity of the monastery. No outsiders are permitted to land without the express permission of Savin, the leader of the Order of the Priest that maintains the...
If I do not complete my journey to Pajem now, I will have to delay it until after the... I fear I've spent too much time offload.
Okay, so that doesn't seem to have changed either. Let's speak to Savin. Okay. And didn't... here's where this is Andorian specific. That should never have happened, yes, him. Okay, so that's a nice nod to the TV series. And okay, doesn't... This seems to be more or less unchanged. Okay, don't you trust Ambassador Soketh? I simply do not understand him and he has refused to mind meld. What else have you heard? Okay, so the ambassador is quietly cracking up. What if the abbot does it? The monks do not use any unnecessary technology. Okay, that works. Fine, so we're now standing parole for him. That's as it was. So, let's head back. I've spoken to Savin. We can leave for Pajem now. Or we can take a slightly more confrontational approach. So, let's go. Okay, and I need to speak with Ambassador Soketh again. Right, this appears to be broken, of course, because... wait. Are they just waiting for this to play out? There we go. That has to play out first. Also, what did he just say? Lead on captain, yeah. Well, technically that's correct. We are the captain of the Nonsuch, after all. Rather.
Your inventory has a replicator that will allow you to buy and sell.
Now you mention this, that should really have come up, I don't know, back in sector space when we weren't doing other things. Anyhow, back to the shuttle. Battle objective should perhaps have been wait for Ambassador Soketh. Anyhow, board the shuttle. Let's just get out of here. Going up.
Starfleet shuttlecraft, we have logged your flight trajectory, and you are cleared for departure. Live long and prosper.
And here we are back on the shuttle, which is quite roomy for a Type 8 that's normally about the size of a flying coffin. Anyhow, Ambassador Soketh.
Meditate and prepare for my meeting with the...
Fair enough, he's a nice little antisocial git. Right, return to the bridge. Let's head off for Pajem. Right then, sensors on maximum because we all know what's about to appear. Really, we should know what a cloaked signature looks like at this stage, particularly when it's obsolete barrels like this little lot. Hi guys, what do you want? We're being hailed by the Klingons. You have a foul shape changer. Heh. Right, tell me about the ending. Okay, and why the ending here? You tell me! Do you have any proof? Okay, right, well, you're gonna die, so let's get going. Burst of impulse straight in, engage maneuverability, and just ride up the power. Well, that's a shame, because more or less that goes both ways. Goodbye. Come on, fall over. That's one. Okay, nose down again to get the R phaser to bear. Come on, I need enough deflection. There we go. Our phasers are gone. Add the torpedo and fall over. He can just take a standard broadside and finish him off. Done and done. Okay, so they've cut that down to just the one wave. I believe there used to be a second wave there. Talk to loot critter. That needs to be tidied up. And the Klingons have still landed. So, let's go serve a few eviction notices. They've removed a second patrol wave from that section. Which works, because it really did nothing but slow the mission down. And welcome back to the monastery at Pegem. Multiple Klingon patrols. Let's see how many we have to get rid of. Proceed up the hill path. Are we... Have we started further up the hill? Not sure. Doesn't really matter. Have some Klingons. Oh dear, we appear to have engaged two groups by accident. What a shame. Are you lot done yet? Okay. Going up. Yes, yes, they've started us halfway up the hill. I just wonder, have we still got the old groups in place? Yes, they've just moved the respawn point. You used to start all the way back down there. No, not in the plant. All the way back down past that large building. So that does save quite a bit of trouble. Here we are at the Abbey. You've still got the groups down there if you want some bonus XP, although I don't know why you would. The payoff's minimal. Oh, hi guys. Forgot about them. Yes, it could be. Unfortunately, we know exactly what it is. No, 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 no. Not standing in the path of the grenade. Fall over. And done. Right. Incoming message. What do we have? Okay. Tapella says she must speak to you immediately. Whoops. Why didn't he just vaporize it? Okay. Oh dear. Well, that's awkward. And here is the transport log. That's impressive. Unfortunately, he did just beam straight down here.
On your face. I see now my deception has been exposed. Pity. Capturing the abbot so we could replace him as well would have been beneficial. But we are strong. We will prevail. You are weak, and the weak shall perish.
Yeah, hi there, ugly. Okay, that's been sped up, so... Dismiss, dismiss, dismiss. There is no need to fight Abbott. I beg to differ. Come on. Come on. Fall over. Just die.
Bothersome creatures! Why should I trouble myself with such insignificant beings?
Because we're kicking your ass?
Do my work for. Warriors, prepare for battle! Yes, there is a group of Starfleet
officers behind me. One of them is the foul shapeshifter. I'm returning to the ship. Don't let them leave this planet alive. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We shan't ask why you were running from the Pitakapu, nor shall we ask why you were on the planet when, you know, you were on the ship when it blew up a few minutes ago. Then again, maybe they don't know that yet. Hi guys, sorry, you've got to die. Terribly sorry, it's nothing personal. Okay, we have another armor suit. Well, that's not really useful at this stage. Onwards and downwards. I think they've pulled out some of the extraneous groups here as well. I distinctly remember that taking longer than it did. Right. And onwards. 1. And 2. And 3. Either I've forgotten the relative difficulty balance at low levels, or that has also had a nerf. Because that, I swear that took longer than it did as well. There were more Klingons to get rid of. Anyhow. Alright, the Undine's beamed out, and let's go find it in our antique of a ship. So, what do we have? Now, this was essentially a point defense tutorial. Right, so they're about 60 seconds up. I think they've cut the time required for that. However, incoming plasma torpedo. And yeah, point defense tutorial again. Boom. Okay, just how much health does this thing have? 41,000. Oh, plasma torpedo. Come on. There we go. This is also your first lesson in hazard emitters and plasma fire. Hold out for reinforcement. 16, 15. I also note that they're not explicitly identifying it as a Tethys class dreadnought at the moment. It's the Undine ship. 3, 2, 1. And what do we have? The Kirk, the Texas, the Rideout, the Foster. This is the same as it was. Stop that torpedo. And now we proceed to administer a beating in best Starfleet tradition. We come in peace, faces on maximum. Balance that. Broadside to broadside for the moment. Angle in, let the torpedo fire. Okay, he's rebalanced. Pitch up. Fade away. Feed in the maneuverability console and rotate. This is actually taking a while, mostly because, should the incoming reinforcements have their firepower boosted a bit, I wonder. Boom. Well, we got it in the end. Scan the debris, this is as it was. Wait for the plasma fire to stop. and then scan the debris. There we are, we've got some data, which has come out of nowhere. An incoming message from the USS Kirk. Captain Thelen. Right, okay, that's nice. Now, they've changed the dialogue there. This is the guy who you bailed out in the early version of the tutorial. He got a promotion, and then says, hey, thanks for returning the favour. Anyhow, we've recovered the final data from the Undine ship, as well as samples of material. Right, let's get back, because that's unchanged. Right, that brings us more or less to the end of diplomatic orders. At least its new version. Now, there were rumours that a Vulcan captain would also get slightly different dialogue, but we'll take a quick look at the end text for this one. The ambassador was an Undine. Yes, you know what? Maybe the Klingons were right. Also, choose one of the following. Not sure why it's necessary to have that as an option, unless you're planning to put in either some different rewards, or maybe just haven't got round to tweaking it into, hey, you're going to get this, 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 and this. However, collect reward.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Chunk, 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 chunk. And, okay, that's when your veteran rewards kick in, is it? Okay, fair enough. In the meantime, let's just quickly switch over to the Vulcan and see if we get anything different. Okay, so here we are back at Vulcan, where a few things don't seem to have changed, except for one guy who did just take a dive off the rock. Apparently it was logical if you wanted to get over there to take the quickest available route. Full damage, after all, is not really a problem in this game. Anyhow. So, here we are. Ambassador Soketh. Try not to double tap my keyboard.
Welcome to Vulcan. Do you have any questions?
Remind me about
Pajem is a
Pajem.
small world near Andoria. It is sacred to our people. There have been Vulcans on Pajem for centuries. In 2152, the ancient buildings that housed our monastery were destroyed by the Andorians.
And here we are. This is where it's different for a Vulcan.
It was a failing in our logic that led to conflict with the Andorians. Do you
There we
have
go.
any questions? My business is my own. Do you have
Okay, so that's
any
unchanged.
Access to Pajem is strictly limited to preserve the sanctity of the monastery. No outsiders are permitted to land without the express permission of Savin, the leader of the Order of the Priest that maintains the planet. Ordinarily, this would not present any difficulty, but Savin has chosen this moment to illogically question my visiting the monastery. He is refusing to grant leave for me to meet with the abbot at Pajem.
Okay, different here as well. I am sure Savik's
I
logic.
cannot complete my journey to Pajem.
Do not let your emotions get the best of you.
I've spent too much time off work.
Right, so slightly different responses for the captain there, but the end result's the same. Right, let's go to see what Savin has to say. Peace and long life. Didn't we use Pajem to spy on the outdoors at one point? Yes, we did. Okay. Don't you trust him? Tell me all about what you've heard. And you went. Okay, so that is the same as it was. Can I persuade you to allow him to... There, on your honour as a Vulcan and a Starfleet officer. Very well. Okay, that's fine. And let's go talk to the ambassador. Wait a moment. That didn't update. Speak to High Priest 7. Is there any way I can... Please protect Pajem. Okay, that... Oh, right, of course. Different dialogue box means that it's not triggering the mission script properly, and you are stuck if you are a Vulcan. That is a little bit of a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, well, that's where we're going to have to leave it for the moment. I've been Yusril. That was the Tribble Timewarp for the 15th of January 2014, just as a reminder about the Tribble Shuttle event. Let me bring the details back up. Yes, 8 PM GMT or 1 AM GMT, convert to time zones as you see fit. Tomorrow, Thursday, the 16th of January. Details are in the general discussion forum at sto-forum.perfectworld.com. Look for Bramflakes' post. That will also have the details of how to get yourself onto Tribble if you aren't there already. Hopefully I'll see you at the 1 AM event. I plan to be there. We'll see what happens. Not sure how awake I'll be, but you never know. And until then, farewell.